Rather than love, than fame, than money, give me truth. That's the inspiration for the name. I just thought, simplifying it to the very powerful word made a lot of sense for the intention of this program. I made the first batch all the way back in 2013 when we really could not afford the opportunity cost of making a beer and having it sit for 18 months. But I think back to the garage in Munson, this barrel kind of sat somewhat ominously staring me in the face every time I walked into the brewery. That first batch was actually 2 barrels, one of which was better than the other. We have, I think, over 800 barrels to choose from. Generally, Truth is somewhere between 18 and 26 months old. We identify all the barrels that are that age, taste through them, identify the very best of them, go through a blending session, and the blending session is the culmination of that. It's better than the sum of its parts, the final beer, which becomes simply Truth.
I'm Daniel Darcy. I'm the manager of the specialty beer program here at House Brewing. We have a huge inventory of barrels, you can see, and there's a good amount of Truth at various ages. Not everything ends up as Truth. It starts there, but not everything makes the cut. We taste through and decide what is at that caliber. So for Truth Week, we did our original Truth and then 13 additional variants on top of that.
Some of them have been aging on ingredients for a very long time. Some of them require a very short steeping time.
We are doing about a release a day for actually about 2 weeks. We started with Truth and Vanilla Bean Truth, a double release day, and then from there on, it's going to be a single drop every day. Truth is our flagship barrel-aged stout. You're going to get a lot of really nice bourbon character, tons of chocolate, a lot of like cocoa dust, tons of nice vanilla in there from the barrel. A little heat, but pleasant, not harsh in any way. This year we did Truth Coconut. We've done Truth Tiramisu, Truth Banana Coconut. That one was fun. Turned out really nice. Truth Double Barrel, which we've never done, but that spent a year in barrels for the first round and then 2 years in the additional barreling.
So it's funny, from my perspective, the variants that the public tends to get the most excited about generally are the ones that sound the most confectionery. But for me, it can be unwise to only focus on the ones that sound the most flavorful and delicious. So, for example, if you have coconut banana versus double barrel, for example, you might gravitate toward coconut and banana, whereas the complexity, depth, and intrigue of the double barrel is actually well in excess of that adjuncted variant. Another variant that I'm very excited about is called Nutty Truth. We use all natural roasted almonds, hazelnuts, peanuts, and a lot of peanut butter beers taste artificial to me. And this one has a real genuine nuttiness that's unlike anything that I've ever tasted. I should say that the bottle counts on some are very high, but for some of these variants, we use such an enormous amount of natural, raw, fresh ingredients that the bottle counts are very, very low, and we will sell through them very quickly.
Ones that are going to be harder to get are, one example would be the Banana Coconut. It just ended up being a small run. Tiramisu, that was aged on vanilla and coffee. The Cocoa Coconut.
Like the brewing of the beer, the bottles have handcrafted finish to them. They're all hand dipped and waxed. They all have wax that matches the color on the label, and there was a great deal of intention behind the packaging to elevate the full experience for Truth. Inventory and logistics here is second to none at Treehouse. All of these variants will be available in all of our locations except for Woodstock. That's not for lack of intention, but we legally cannot get that beer into Connecticut. So in Saratoga, Sandwich, Boston, Tewksbury, Deerfield, and Charlton, you'll be able to get your hands on every one of these bottles if you're paying attention over the next 2 weeks. The barrel program here at Treehouse is a long time in the making. We still learn with each successive batch. We try to improve with each successive batch. And these 2025 vintages of Truth are unquestionably the best that we've ever released.
This project was a lot of work. Took a lot of different people to pull it together. Every department worked their butt off to make it happen. Packaging, cellar, brewers, design team. So it was a huge collaborative effort between everybody. And we just want everybody to enjoy different versions of Truth and just have fun with it.
Dan is a consummate perfectionist. He believes that even when Truth is at its most spectacular, it can be even better. He He's also his own harshest critic, which is, I think, the best attribute that any creator can have. He has done tremendous work not only caring for truth in the cellar, but in putting together this phenomenal set of releases. Historically, we've packaged these beers in 12-ounce bottles, but what I've found is that in the larger format, these bottles are truly intended for celebration. They're intended for sharing and camaraderie, and that strikes at the heart of what Treehouse does. So the way that I imagine truth being enjoyed is during a special event with friends and family, where a bottle can be passed around and everyone gets to enjoy, and they contemplate the energy that went into creating it. And that's what craft beer is all about. It's about sharing, shared memories, camaraderie, and trying to find something that's excellent that elevates our human experience.